Bhutan and China have taken another step towards resolving their border dispute, a move that marks an upswing in Thimphu's ties with Beijing and may impact India's strategic interests. The two countries have signed a cooperation agreement on the responsibilities and functions of the Joint Technical Team on delimitation and demarcation of the border. In a joint statement on Tuesday, the two sides commended the work done by an expert group in this regard. Today, I will explain about the Bhutan China border negotiations and its implications for India. The Bhutanese Foreign Minister, Tandi Dorji, was in Beijing for the talks on Monday and Tuesday. Dorji also met his Chinese counterpart Wang Yi as well as Chinese Vice President Han Zheng. Dorji and Han agreed to accelerate the boundary demarcation process and establish diplomatic ties between the two countries, as reported by Xinhua. Bhutan, whose foreign policy has largely been in sync with that of India until now, does not maintain official diplomatic ties with China, with which it has had tense relations. Dorji was quoted as saying that the Bhutanese government abides firmly by the One China principle and attaches great importance to the development of relations with China. The Joint Technical Team was established in August of this year during the 13th Expert Group meeting held between 21st and 24th August. The joint statement issued Tuesday said, the two sides held in-depth discussions on the boundary negotiations and noted the progress made through a series of expert group meetings since the 24th round of boundary talks in 2016. The two leaders of the delegations commended the expert group for the work done and agreed to build on the positive momentum. The two sides agreed to continue working together to simultaneously push forward the implementation of all the steps of the three-step roadmap. During this meeting with Dorji, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi said that concluding the boundary dispute and establishing diplomatic relations with Beijing would serve the long-term fundamental interests of Thimphu. China claims around 764 square kilometers of land in northwestern and central Bhutan in a dispute that dates to the Chinese occupation of Tibet in the 1950s. When China occupied Tibet in 1950, it refused to recognize the dividing line between the Tibet and Bhutan. China seized control over 8 Bhutanese enclaves in Tibet in 1959. Since then, negotiations between Thimphu and Beijing have focused only on 3 areas of contention: the Jakarlung and Pasumlung areas in North Bhutan, as well as the more well-known Doklam area in West Bhutan. According to a statement issued by Bhutan's Foreign Ministry in 2014, Bhutan and China held their first round of border negotiations in 1984. The two countries went on to sign 2 agreements in 1988 and 1998, respectively: the guiding principles on the settlement of the boundary issues and the agreement on maintenance of peace and tranquility along the border areas. Subsequent negotiations have been based on these agreements, which focus on maintaining peace at the border and maintaining the pre-1959 boundary status quo. Starting with the 7th round of talks in 1990, China persisted in promoting a packaged proposal wherein it would give up its 495 square kilometers of northern claims in return for Bhutan recognizing its western claims, which included Doklam. This proposal, however, was rejected by Bhutan's National Assembly, and subsequent sessions of the Assembly also indicated opposition to any kind of exchange. At the 24th round of talks held in Beijing in 2016, it was announced that important progress had been made and that the two sides had jointly completed surveying the disputed areas. In 2020, Beijing asserted ownership of the Sakteng Wildlife Sanctuary, which is located in eastern Bhutan and borders Arunachal Pradesh. For India, the point of contention is Doklam. India considers Doklam a part of Bhutan, but Beijing considers it an extension of the Chumbi Valley, the wedge between Sikkim and Bhutan. The plateau has an area of approximately 89 square kilometers with a width of less than 10 kilometers. Doklam overlooks the strategically important Siliguri corridor, the gateway to India's northeast. It also links India with Nepal, Tibet, Bhutan, and Bangladesh. China's attempts to build a road in Doklam in 2017 led to a standoff between Beijing and New Delhi that continued for over 2 months. It ended with China agreeing not to construct the road. India was concerned about the possibility that China could take over Doklam during the talks. In March 2023, the Bhutanese Prime Minister Lotay Tshering, in an interview with a Belgian newspaper, said that Thimphu is ready for a three-way solution on the matter of Doklam and that Beijing has an equal say on the resolution, a statement that had reportedly set off alarm bells in India, given that New Delhi considers Beijing's occupation of the region as illegal. That brings us to the present day, where the Bhutanese foreign minister completed his 2-day visit with both Thimphu and Beijing inching closer to a border deal. This is Keshav Padmanabhan for ThePrint. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe for more news and analysis.